Hello chefs, how are you doing today? We are talking about properly cooling foods. So if you get all the way to my Creative Foods class and learn about soup stocks and sauces, you will see a video on there on how to make some decent, halfway decent chicken stock. So I just finished that video, but I think this is an important lesson for everyone to learn. This is basic safety and sanitation. So I want to learn how to properly cool this down. So this stuff just came off the stove. It's probably about between 170 and 180 degrees Fahrenheit, which is way too hot. And we need to get this sucker all the way down to under 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So I want to talk about my mise en place for cooling down foods properly. Yes, there is a mise en place. Everything has a mise en place in the kitchen. So one, I need a thermometer. I need to make sure I'm temping this stuff out as it cools down. Two, you're gonna need an ice machine. Ice is good, ice cools down food. Three, you're gonna need a designated prep sink area. Do not try to properly cool down foods in the dishwashing sink. That is a no-go, that is hella cross-contamination. Do not do it. This is called an ice wand. Why do we call it an ice wand? Because it kind of looks like a wand and it's kind of magical. All right, chefs, lastly, we need to have a time temperature control log. This is going to help make sure that we are compliant in keeping our food safe. So according to the county that we're in, Maricopa County in Arizona, we have to have our temperatures cooled to 71 degrees Fahrenheit in 2 hours. And from 2 hours to 4 hours, so at the 6th hour, we need to have this under 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So what I'm gonna do here, you write the name of the product, what time you started cooling it, which is right now 12:30, and what temperature is that product when you start cooling it. So I just did that, it's at 181 degrees Fahrenheit. So you might be asking yourself, how are we gonna cool this stuff down in a sink? It's liquid. Oh, that's simple, I tell you. We're gonna do what's called an ice bath. And I'm gonna show you right now. You're gonna take a ton of ice and fill up the sink. Make a little room here in the center. Now I have my ice. Next thing I need to do, I need to plug up my sink and I need to put some water in here. So water is going to be that convection energy, which is going to help get that ice to cool down this chicken stock a lot quicker. It's also going to help me get this chicken stock all the way submerged into the ice so that this top part of the chicken stock isn't sticking out and not cooling. Last thing I'm going to do here, take my magic ice wand. You're a wizard, Harry. Stick that sucker right in here. And that's going to do a lot of help to get this thing cooling down properly. Okay, so I got my nice ice bath going here. I'm gonna go ahead and temp this out in another hour. So we're started at 181 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna hopefully get this down to 70 pretty quickly. You know, from there, gonna get down to 41 from hour 2 to hour 6. So with an ice wand in there, you're gonna do pretty well here. Another proper legal method to cool down foods properly is to lay them in shallow sheet pans and throw them in the freezer, or this magical piece of equipment called a blast chiller. Look it up, it's amazing. This is a really good technique when you need to cool down soup stock sauces. Anything like bagged, let's say you got mashed potatoes, you throw them into a, double bag them in a Ziploc bag, stick them in the sink, they're gonna cool pretty easily, submerged in here, because this is really cold. This is gonna cool this down pretty quickly. All right, so I will come back in an hour and take a little check a little. All right, it is 1:30. I'm gonna go ahead and take a temperature check on this guy and see where we're at. Now, one thing to notice, you can't just can't just make your ice bath and then just think, oh, that's going to be good for the whole time that I'm cooling this down. Because you can see already, this guy's floating around like a little buoy because there's a lot more water in here. You know, all that energy transfer means that my ice is melting. So I'm looking here, and we're actually doing really solid. So I'm actually at 65, 64 right now. So I'll probably be able to pull this off at 2:30 today, which means it'll be done in 2 hours. Don't do what I just did there though. So things I need to do here though to prep up for the next hour. One, my ice wand is completely melted, so I'm gonna get more ice in there. That's gonna help finish this off. And then I wanna drain out some of this water and get a little more ice in here so I have some more, zoom out. So I have some better, colder temperatures and all that stuff going on. So, you know, I only have one container going on in here, so it's really, you know, this is going quickly, but, you know, my experience in a restaurant, you know, you're trying to cool down 48 quarts of chicken stock, you have all your sinks filled, and it does take you those full 6 hours to get this stuff cooled down. All right, it is 2:30, so I'm on my second hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and temp this out again. And we should keep going, keep going. Let's go, let's go. All right, good, we are down below 40 degrees, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let this, all right. We're gonna call it 39 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 2 degrees below where we need to be in this county at least. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this out and just get it labeled and throw it in the fridge, and it's ready to go. All I gotta do if I wanna use this chicken stock is just skim the scum off the top and fat and everything, and we're good to go.